What's up guys, welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding. And this is a Thursday, the day we're leaving for Poland, and we are driving not to the airport but actually to the gym first, because we're flying in the afternoon so we can still get a good workout in the Netherlands and then relax in Poland itself. So we're just going to be hitting the full upper body, just nothing extreme, because yesterday we already did the chest and that was the most extreme we're gonna go, and now we're going to a tad lower extreme because we just want to get the blood in here, because we want to get that super compensation for the carb loading. So all I did this morning is drink around 1.5 liters of water, a whey isolate shake by Jacked Factory, and that's about it. A pre-workout as well, which feels awesome already and tastes amazing. So I like actually training, not fasted, but at least with a whey isolate shake, a little bit of Himalayan pink salt in there, getting yourself hydrated, because it's not just about water but also electrolytes. Now we're just gonna have a training, and after this the first real carb meal of the day, which will be very amazing, and I'll show you that for sure. And also this yesterday was the second day of fat loading, and I gained about 1 kilo in total, but I still weigh below 111, so we're still safe to do the carb loading protocol, because remember, at the end of the day of Saturday I need to weigh in, so then I need to be 112 or below, but we will make that for sure. Anyway, we're almost at the gym, and let's work out. Okay, just did some back exercises, feels pretty great. Already getting a good pump, even though it's just the fat that's in the muscle right now and not really much glycogen at all. So we're not continuing with the assisted pull-up. Just did some 2 back movements, some basic ones on the machines. And would you look at that. Little Dexter is also playing in the gym. He always has something to do. Okay, the pump is being achieved. We just finished at the back, and now we're doing a little bit of chest. I need to turn into stone for this competition, because you never know what shows up in Poland, They can be hard as a rock. So along with the classic physique, we need to bring the conditioning. That is very important, so let's just go for it, guys. Who's that guy? That guy is the Arnold Classic 2019 version. We are now in 2021. Let's improve upon that shape. And also, if you followed me on the Portugal Pro backstage, right now I have the same conditioning, but without any water manipulation yet, and this lighting isn't the best, so very happy. And the true water cut and loading still needs to begin, so I'm not going to take any risks, but we are going to load a bit more than the Portugal Pro to bring an even better shape. Less fat, less water under the skin, more glycogen in the muscle. Is going to be amazing. Just took some progress pictures and also some Jacked Factory pictures, because a post will be made on Instagram showing my official collaboration with Jacked Factory, which I'm incredibly happy about. But more about that later on. Right now I'm in the inversion table, because I'm going to stretch out the lower back a little bit before we're going to fly, because when you're sitting in an airplane, well, even if it's just 2 hours, I just want to compensate for that by using this inversion table. So let's do this. And we are going upside down. Up, 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 up. Ew, there we are. What a beautiful sight, huh? So right now the gravity is working against me, and you can see my head is exploding, but that'll go away in just a minute. But right here, hanging upside down, stretching the body, making sure I'm also tall enough to make the weight class and maybe go to the next weight class. But anyway, let's do this and then have the first meal. Alrighty guys, on our way home right now with little Dexter, and we're not gonna take him to Poland, so it's just gonna be me and Marley, the power team, who will be performing at the Poland Pro. So just gonna be going to Poland, doing the job, and getting back. So driving home right now from the gym. So the workout was just a couple of easy machine work exercises. Did 3 back movements, 2 chest movements, 1 side delt movement, 1 tricep and 1 bicep movement, all just very easy and basic, just to get the muscles primed for the carbs coming in and not to cause any inflammation. Drinking a lot of water today, at least 11 liters. So I'm gonna keep doing that for as long as possible until we cut the water. So to fool your body basically to keep peeing out water, because it thinks it's still getting that amount of water, but you're not drinking it. So that's one way to get a bit more dry, so they say. So yeah, in about 10 minutes we'll be home. And then it's time to start the carb loading process. Alright, and the first meal is going to be a simple one. 150 grams of cream of rice, 20 grams of Calabout dark chocolate, so only a little bit of fat added, 100 grams of banana stirred through this, a little bit of salt, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of potassium as well to help shelter the carbs in the muscles, in the muscle cells, and yeah. Oh, and actually also 20 grams of Jacked Factory whey isolate, just for a little bit of protein. Since carbs are protein sparing, we don't need to add a lot of protein to the meals. We just want the carbs today without bothering the stomach too much. So let's enjoy this one. We just arrived at the airport in Eindhoven, and I think in about 1.5 hours we will be flying. But it is time for the second meal of the day. So the first meal was 150 grams of cream of rice, and this is 150 grams of jasmine rice. So there's a little bit of asparagus here, just 100 grams, and only 125 grams of white fish or just tuna. I'm gonna be adding some salt to this. There's some coconut water in here, so I cooked the rice in coconut water. And we're also having some pineapple pieces, about half of this, to help digestion, and there's also some potassium in there as well, so let's enjoy. Alright, we are about to board the plane, so we're still in Eindhoven. Just had the second meal of the day. Probably will be had the third meal on the plane itself. And the flight is going to be short, less than 2 hours. And then we're going to drive to the apartment, which you will of course all see later in this video. Okay guys. We've arrived in Poland, and it's pretty much the same weather here as in the Netherlands, so we're used to that. Just had my third meal in the plane with another liter of water, and now we're walking to the suitcases. Hopefully they're there, because last time in Romania I didn't have mine, but let's hope that doesn't happen. And yeah, then we're gonna drive to the apartment, do some groceries, and get ready for the next carb loading meals. Okay guys, we just got off the airport. We are now in our rental car, driving to the apartment. Right now it's it's going to be around 7 o'clock when we arrive in the apartment. Everything went very smoothly, which is always very nice. So we got off the airport, got our suitcases right away, got the rental car pretty much right away, and now we're driving to the apartment. That's the last and final step that has to be fluently, and then we're all set. Only need to do some groceries still, get some meals in, and unpack the suitcases, and we'll be set for today. But for now, we're going to be driving for about half an hour more, and yeah, let's just enjoy the environment of Poland. Okay, we have arrived in the apartment, and as you can see, we are standing in the most important room of this apartment, and that is the kitchen. So you can see it right here. Whenever I go to a contest, we need to have like an Airbnb. This is from booking.com, but it doesn't matter as long as it has a stove, a fridge, and a microwave, and enough room to put all of your supplements, your food, to eat the food, and also brought my laptop with me to be able to work on the workout, the nutrition plans, and the coaching and stuff like that. So this is always a very important space for me. And the rest of the apartment, it's a nice and cozy Polish apartment, as you can see. Just a nice bed right here, and just a nice environment and atmosphere in general. And yeah, we're going to enjoy ourselves here for a couple of days. And it's going to be awesome. But for now, it's time to eat one of those high carb meals again. Okay guys, time for the fourth meal of the day. So after this, 2 more to go. And now we also need to go to the supermarket to get some water, because not every country in Europe, you can drink the water safely from the tap. The Netherlands actually has one of the cleanest and most delicious tap water possibilities in the world. So we're very used to that. So in other countries it's not always mandatory. Vanzelfsprekend? What is that? Anyway, this is the meal, as you saw. So I have 1 more meal like this, and then another cream of rice meal, which one of these bananas will go in. So for this, again, 150 grams of rice, 125 grams of tuna, 100 grams of asparagus, and right there we have some pineapple, 125 grams, which we'll take with this. So let's enjoy. Alrighty guys, it's late at night now, around 11:30, and now it's time for the last meal of the day. We did some groceries. I actually had some awesome fish at the Lidl, like halibut and trout and wild salmon and all kinds of incredible white fishes, so that was amazing. Oh wow, this lighting is actually pretty good. And I'm wearing my blue light blocking glasses to make sure that when I finish this meal, I won't be amped up, but I will go to sleep nicely. Anyway, let me show you what this meal is about. So, this is the meal: 150 grams of cream of rice, 20 grams of dark chocolate, 80%. So, this is a carb loading day. No need for a lot of fats, but there's a little bit of fat in here, because I want to slow down the absorption just a little bit to keep my blood sugar from spiking too high. Plus, the dark chocolate is a very healthy fat source anyway, and with the antioxidants. And there's a banana in here as well, 100 grams, and 30 grams of whey isolate. So that's it, guys. So I'll be eating that meal and then going to bed. Tomorrow morning we're going to a gym to get a final training session in, just a light session, just like today basically. And depending on the scale weight in the morning, that really changes my day-to-day eating, at least for tomorrow. So if I weigh near the weight limit, I'm gonna lower the carbs dramatically, maybe even just my old diet. And the day after that is going to be the weigh-in at night already. So it really depends on what my weight does and how it behaves, on how my diet was going to look. But I'm going to tell you guys exactly how I decide those things. And I'm also drinking a whole lot of water here. So by the way, there's a liter of coconut water inside the cream of rice to make sure I get the balanced electrolytes, so the potassium, the sodium, but also drinking a lot of water to excrete enough water the entire time to fool your body until the last day to keep excreting water. But anyway, more about that later. I want to thank you for watching this video. One is coming up tomorrow again. Follow me to the journey to Poland, to hopefully winning the show and qualifying for the Olympia. That will be amazing. Very motivated, guys. Trust me. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to stay golden.